Hey guys, Jesús here. How's it going? And welcome to the Galactic Book. So I used to have a podcast called the Galactic Book Corner a long time ago. For some reason, my brain went straight to Galactic Book Corner. I used to read and review Star Wars books.
Oh, gotcha.
Let me tell you, Star Wars books, they are not good.
Oh my god!
This is Respawn Please, the weekly video game podcast where two dum-dums come together to talk all things video games, from the news to the video games themselves and to random musings. And I am your host, the person that can't get these things right at all, ever, it seems like. The lover of stories, Jesús. It's a pleasure to be here. And with me is the Mercy Main, the curious gamer, the person that I've been friends with since the second grade. Oh, it feels not second grade, but since like, ninth, 10th grade or something like that.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. L, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on? It's going great. Just here hanging out.
Yeah.
Ready to talk video games. Me
too. There's a lot of video game news to talk about this week. A lot of it has to do with Sony. But we're going to talk about what have we been playing. Raven Software QA has unionized. Dino Crisis might be coming to the PS Plus. Sony IPs are getting their own shows. Sony expects $30 million by the end of the 2022 fiscal year from their PC gaming revenue.
Okay. Wow.
Marvel MMO is canceled. Microsoft Keystone streaming stick. And we have the NPD's most played games of Q1. And oddly enough, somehow, it doesn't include Elden Ring.
The way that you looked at the camera was hilarious. You were just like,
yeah.
Deadpan.
Yeah, so that's how it goes. There's a lot of news to talk about, so let's jump into it. But let's start with what you've been playing, El. What you've been diving into this past week. Anything new? Anything exciting?
I would say nothing new, really. I went through, played some more WWE. Love it. Can't get enough of it. Mm-hmm. Played the showcase, the Rey Mysterio showcase, which is. You told me this before, but supposedly in these, I guess since 2K got started, doing them, they had showcases like this. And this one was my first showcase that I played through. And I was like, wow, this is really great. It's well done. Rey Mysterio is very enthusiastic. And I didn't know that they had horrible ones prior and people were like complaining. But supposedly this is one of the better ones, if not the best one so far. Yeah. And so it was really cool. It was cool to see him talk about his matches and how, just play by play of what was happening, and it was really cool. I liked it.
Yeah, I like the showcase too. I've only done the first couple. I've done Eddie Guerrero, and I think the first like 2 or 3 are Eddie Guerrero, aren't they?
Yeah, I think the first 2 or 3. The first one is him when he was at WCW, but then after that it goes into Eddie Guerrero.
Okay.
But it's like at the very beginning, yeah. And so I played through it all. So
yeah, I haven't played it through it all just because I suck at the actual matches part of the. I just am obsessed with the universe and the GM stuff. Yeah, that's all I care about. I don't care about anything else.
I'll tell you, playing through that, whenever they would give you prompts to do certain things, and I was like, how do you do this move? And it was a lot of looking up the combo list, and I'm like, what is this? What is this? And it's kind of in a way like a good tutorial to kind of get you familiar with certain move sets and stuff. And so, while also learning about like history and stuff. Yeah. But
wrestling history, not actual
wrestling.
History.
Sorry, not history.
You're learning
That'd
about
be funny.
History.
That'd be funny. And then he's like, all right, today we're going to learn about Rome and the rise that it took. I'm like,
the rise of the Roman Empire in terms of WWE wrestling. What?
But played a little bit of Overwatch, and then also played some Trek to Yomi. Still trying to finish it. I'm just trying to truck through that one. But I'm about to. I actually think, talking to you earlier before the podcast, I just get this feeling to play through Inscription again. I love that game, and so I want to probably play through it again because it's so fun. I love it. But other than that, that's what I've been playing.
Yeah, it's such good. Inscription's so good.
It's so good.
It's like it hit at the. It's so weird because it came out in October of last year of 2021, and nobody talked about it. Like there was very few people talking about it, and still like I don't see too many people like mention Inscription on anything and stuff like that. And it's like, God, this is a game that everybody needs to play because it's so damn good. Like
It is.
the like, even if you're not into card games, like you weren't into card games, but this was able to pull you in. So that I think that's a testament to the quality of that game. Like
Exactly. And it's funny enough, playing through this game made me look to be like, what other cool card games are out there? And made me want to go like dive into that. And I was looking at like a bunch of other stuff after I finished it. And I was like, wow, maybe I should get into this. And so,
yeah.
Cool
Have you even, are you still on the fence about Slay the Spire?
I have it. It's installed. I just haven't got to it. And so I am going to try it out and get to it. Because now I'm seeing, funny enough, streamers on Twitch, they're starting to play it. And like it's somewhat coming back where people are like, hey, we're playing this now. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's a good, perfect time to play it.
Yeah. Slay the Spire is fantastic. It's fantastic.
Nice. What you been playing?
So I beat Dead Space 2 on my stream last night. I thought I was flying through Dead Space 1, so I got like about I beat Dead Space 1 in about 7 hours. I beat Dead Space 2 in 6 hours.
Whoa.
I was flying through that game, and it was one of those things that I was like, man, like it was a thing where I had a similar experience with Dead Space 1 where it was like, I don't remember, but I remember. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I was like, I was playing through it, and I was like, oh yeah, this thing, this moment, and I was like, just flying through these moments, and there were parts that I struggled with, that I got frustrated with. If you go back and watch my streams, I got very frustrated at several parts last night, where I was like, I was probably on the verge of rage quitting because I was just getting frustrated, because like there was this part where these lasers shoot out, and You blow them up, and then when you blow them up, the window breaks, and you start getting sucked out to space, and you have to shoot the window little thing to bring the seals down. And for some reason, it took me like 5 tries to hit the hit the stupid button to bring the window down. It was like I was shooting at it, but it was like somehow, I guess, like I don't know what was going on, because it looked like the blue lines of the plasma cutter were like on it, but then I would shoot and then it would like not happen. And then towards the end of the game, like I've always disliked the run up to Dead Space 2, like towards the ending. On Dead Space 2, it ends where you have to like basically run through a horde of necromorphs to get to the marker. You're like going through this, like, it's just a serpentine, like pointless. Where you're just turning corners, run through a bunch of their crap attacking you and stuff as you're going along. And so I was just running through there. Occasionally I would get grabbed and like get killed and stuff, and I was just like, this is stupid, just let me get to the marker, damn it. And then the marker parts, you have to fight Nicole in your brain, marker Nicole in your brain. Okay. And like if she grabs you, you die instantly. There's like no chance to fight back. So like the first couple times she grabbed me and I died, and I was like, okay, just please, for the love of God, let me just get through this game. So I was getting frustrated, but I got it beat. I'm gonna play the DLC on Monday next week. Dead Space 2, if you didn't know, had DLC. It's an extra like 2-hour portion of the campaign. It's I can't remember the character's name, but it's about the mine portion of Dead Space 2. If you remember Dead Space 2, they're like probably like the last, probably like from like chapter 7 to like 11-ish. You're like in these mines before you get into the base, and so it's about the mines themselves, the workers in the mines and stuff. So I'm gonna play that on Monday on my stream, and then I'm gonna move on to Dead Space 3. And do all of Dead Space 3, including the DLC for Dead Space 3. Because Dead Space 3 has the... So, do you remember... do you know the ending of Dead Space 3? Do you know how, like...
Man, I don't remember at all.
It does not have a fun, satisfying ending at all. It was one of those things where it just kind of abruptly stops. There's no there's no like ending. So they released a DLC that had the proper ending to it and stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
And it was $10 to get the proper ending.
What?
So, yeah. It was probably more back then when it first came out, you know. But yeah, so I will be doing everything in Dead Space 3 as well. But other than that, I rolled credits on Dragon Quest this morning.
Nice.
Dragon Quest 11. That was about a month of my life right now, right there.
Wow.
the save file says 80 hours. That's not true. Simply because of how I play. How I played was I would, have the controller in my hand, and then I would set it down, turn to my computer, and do shit on my computer, and then about 2 hours later, I'd be like, "Oh shit, the game's still on." So, oh god, I started music.
Oh no.
But so I don't think I actually have 80 hours on that file. Like,
oh, gotcha.
I would say probably 10. At least it's probably close to like 70, between 65 and 70. I would say about 10 hours. That is just me like putting the controller down and walking away completely.
Okay, and just doing other stuff,
doing other shit, because like that's usually how I game. Is like I will have something going on my computer or whatever. I'll be doing multiple things at once because I multitask anytime I do anything, except right now. My hands are right here. I'm playing WWE. Let's be real.
That's hilarious.
That's why I just turned on music. I was playing WWE. But yeah, so I rolled credits this morning.
Nice.
There is still a crap ton of things to do. I used a guide to get me through things because there's quests and stuff that I was like, I don't want to sit here and try to figure out this stupid riddle. Tell me what I got to do, guide. Yeah. But so I got to the end, but there's still a crap ton of stuff to do. Like post game grinding to get all your characters to level 100. A bunch of extra quests to get the real ending, because Japanese RPGs have real endings. They have the fake ending that rolls credits, and then you got to do everything else to get the real ending.
Oh,
it's I got to do that, but it's like I'm debating if I want to do that immediately. And I shouldn't say I'm debating, because I came to the conclusion that I'm not going to do it immediately. I've uninstalled it from PlayStation. I've uninstalled it from my PS5, and I'll come back to it eventually. Because like I just sat there and I was like, I don't want to grind this crap out. I don't want to grind these because there's 7 characters or something like that. You have to get to level 99, 100, whatever. All my characters right now are ranging from 45 to 55, and I'm like,
oh wow,
this is gonna be too much for me to do right now. So I was like, I'm just gonna move on to something else. So I have a new Japanese RPG I'm playing. I'm finally playing Scarlet Nexus. It came out last year. Came out in about September-y. So I'm excited to finally play it. I'm a crazy person, like always. I mentioned this earlier to you off stream before we started streaming, that the way I use Game Pass is if I like a game on Game Pass, I'll play something for like 30 minutes to an hour and a half usually. If I am enjoying the game, I will buy it on Steam, or I'll buy it on PS5 or PlayStation, whatever. Scarlet Nexus is on Game Pass. So if you want to try it, you can. It's anime as all hell, man. I'm telling you right now. It's anime as fuck. They even have an anime.
Oh wow.
But so yeah, I played Scarlet Nexus back on the on Game Pass. It came out on Game Pass probably like around not long after it got released. Like I think it was like a month after it got released, it was on Game Pass or something like that. Enjoyed the first hour and a half, then bought it on PlayStation because I was like, I'd love to grind to get the trophies, basically. So finally starting that. It'll be interesting to see how far I get in that. And I think that's about it.
Nice.
Oh no, V Rising. I started playing V Rising. Have you seen the stuff about V Rising?
Is that Vampire Rising?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have seen. Actually, that's on my list. That's another game I'm about to play.
Yeah, it's an early access on Steam. It's top down, Diablo sort of thing, and then it has survival elements. You're building up your like castle and all that. I played about an hour of it. I like it. I think I'm not sure if I like it or not. I got to play with it a little bit more. I think it's a little, and it's probably because it's early access. It does feel a little clunky at times to me.
Yeah.
But I think there for an early access game, I feel like there's a lot of content there. So
nice. Yeah. I added it in my list because I just saw they just put it on Game Pass. So I'm like, I'm gonna play it.
No, that's
was that something else?
Yeah, that's Vampire Survivor or something like that.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. I got it confused. My brain.
That's Vampire Survivor, which I hear is really good, and I want to try it as well. When I get my PC fixed, my PC, my old PC, my other PC. I have a dual PC setup. the liquid cooling busted on it, so I had to get some new ones. So I got my new one. The problem is that the new one cannot fit in the case, so I had to buy a case. I had to buy a new case for it. I had to buy a proper, like, full-on tower instead of because I have a mid tower. If you know the differences between any of this stuff. Yeah. So yeah, my case, the current case that I have, is too small to hold to hold this Kraken X63, whatever.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Anyways, I think that's about it on stuff I've been playing. I mean, I've been playing WWE, but whatever.
Of course.
That's a game. That's a game. That's a game.
Nice.
I love it. All right, so moving on. We're gonna save this part to the end of the stream.
Gotcha.
What I just highlighted. Can you see when I highlight something?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's jump into Raven Software QA has unionized. This is an article over on IGN by Rebecca Valentine. A group of quality insurance employees at Raven Software have officially voted in favor of unionize with the National Label Relations Board, with a final vote total of 19 for and 3 against. So it was a very small collective. This is Ravensoft is a QA that is under Activision Blizzard. So this is a big win for them because Activision Blizzard has been trying to stop it, to say I don't want to. Yeah. I shouldn't say stop because that's technically illegal. They've been trying to discourage it, and all of that. They were trying to find ways to get more votes included because, it's a very long and complicated story. But this is a win for Ravensoft QA. I guess my question for you is, what do you think about this, and are you for unions?
I think I'm for unions. I know they kind of have their pros and cons as far as like the benefits of them. Great for workers. I really don't know too much. I don't want to be talking on my ass about it. But because one of the reasons too is I started doing like research on it because the whole Amazon situation. If you know about that, where
Amazon,
workers
in New York,
unionizing in New York. Yeah, they're unionizing and stuff to kind of get better treatment, better pay, better everything for workers and stuff for the conditions that they work in. And so I think it's good because, obviously with how it was going before this, it wasn't going too well at Activision Blizzard. So I think this is a good thing for them, especially the employees, because at the end of the day, those are the people that are providing the service for what they do for Activision Blizzard. So you kind of want, if you want, my thing is, if you want your company to do well, is treat your workers and employees well and with respect, because at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense to do it any other way for me anyway,
Yeah. So I'm very pro union. I worked in a field theater the unions in theater are everywhere. You have the actors union, you have the designers union, you have the directors and stage manager union. And it's almost impossible to go anywhere in the world of theater and not know somebody that is in one of those unions. I was never in a union because I wasn't an official designer, which
gotcha.
had major drawbacks to it when I got tapped to design stuff. Because you get taken advantage of, and a lot of theaters a lot of places will go for, you're not a union artist, sweet. But theaters do have to meet like a quota and stuff like that for their shows if they want to get recognized by like the National Theater stuff, whatever the hell that crap is called. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. And then film, of course, you have to be part of SAG and stuff like that to even set foot on a set and crap like that. So and all of that is for the benefit of the actors. And there are pros and cons to it. I think the pros far outweigh the cons.
Yeah,
but it is what it is. I'm excited to see what this does because this is the first major publisher getting a union under them. So this could be a cascading effect where we start seeing more unions forming at the various studios and stuff. Like maybe something starts forming at EA or something starts forming at Microsoft or Sony or whatever, And it's just about, at the end of the day, right now, like a lot of this is just about treating your employees the right way, not treating them like shit. And that's a lot of the reason why this union formed at Ravensoft is because they felt like they were being treated poorly. And like the only way to respond to that was to form a union.
Exactly.
And so now they have a union that can hopefully improve their working conditions and stuff like that. And hopefully we see more of this, because right now, like these last few years, I think like a lot of it has to do with COVID kind of drawing a spotlight on this too, is that like we're starting to see a lot of news come out about the various companies, like, because it's not just Activision Blizzard. Stuff about Nintendo has come out recently, being like contractors not being treated correctly at Nintendo and stuff like that. Yeah. So we're seeing a lot of that kind of crop up, and I would say a lot of it has to do with the like COVID stuff, but it also has to do with people actually speaking out and stuff like that. You know. So maybe it's not due to COVID. Maybe I'm speaking my ass for that. I should just make claims like that. But we are starting to see a lot of that stuff just come to the forefront, come out. And we're starting to see a lot of dialogue, and a lot of like people that play video games go, no, I don't want to support that company if that's how they're going to treat people.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people that are anti-Amazon because of all the crap that Amazon has been doing. Granted, Amazon's been doing this for fucking ages now.
I can say I used to work at an Amazon warehouse way back, way before this, and man, it's just a lot of wear and tear on your body, and just the conditions. It's not an ideal place to work at. Yeah. So,
how long did you work there?
I think maybe like 3 or 4 months. It wasn't long because man, I worked like a late shift, and so it was just basically like an assembly line of moving packages, wrapping the packages, getting them into trailers so they can be delivered, and it was like nonstop, and man, it was crazy.
Yeah. I would never want to do that. Yep. There's very few things I would want to do in life. Like live. No, I'm kidding. Anyway. Now, moving on. I don't have much more to say about the Ravensoft stuff, but I think it's good. I think it's cool.
Nice. I hope their work conditions improve drastically.
I hope this is going to drive the needle towards, giving employees, paying them well, giving them better working conditions, making them not have to suffer under fucking assholes that will abuse you constantly. Exactly. Anyways, let's get into some more happy news, I guess. I don't know. I guess it depends on what you think about Dino Crisis, but Dino Crisis coming to PS Plus, joining the PS Plus premium lineup. So it was spotted over in the Hong Kong store that Dino Crisis is... like pictures started showing up in the PS Plus portion of Hong Kong. This is from an article over on Push Square by Stefan Talby. But yeah, how do you feel about this? Are you excited about this idea of Dino Crisis possibly coming? Are you familiar with Dino Crisis? Did you ever play Dino Crisis?
I remember playing. I think I got a demo disc from some magazine, and Dino Crisis was on there. I played it, loved it so much. I'm so glad. I've been wanting a Dino Crisis or Dino Crisis to come back, be remastered, whatever. Even though I don't know how much of a remaster you would get, but it was a fun game. It was actually, I don't want to say it was the first, like, because it's like a Resident Evil-ish / horror-ish type of game where, of course, instead of zombies, you have a breakout of dinosaurs in somewhat of a Jurassic Park type of thing, and you're kind of like trying to escape but survive amongst these dinosaurs. And so it was really fun, and I enjoyed playing it. For a long time I was like, they should remake that, and update it for the new systems. And so I'm happy for this. This is pretty cool, Yeah,
I have no history with Dino Crisis. I'm going to be honest, I don't think I've ever played it. But I hear people talk fondly about Dino Crisis, and so I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I don't know if this is going to push the needle for me to... I don't know if this is going to push the needle for me to get the premium tier of PS Plus, but that's cool for people that like Dino Crisis. They're going to get to play. They're going to get to play it. Oh yeah, you'll get your. Well, man, we'll see. We'll see if things actually. It's probably not going to get a remaster or anything. It'll probably
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see how it runs. See if it's true. There's a lot. There's a lot we still don't really know about PS Plus, the various tiers, because even that list that we talked about last week, that list is not a complete list because they're expecting like 300 plus games or something like that, from what I understand. So there's still plenty of games that aren't on that list that haven't been revealed. So maybe Dino Crisis is on the list. Maybe I'm holding out. Maybe I'm crossing my fingers for Persona games. If the Persona games get put there, I'm going to that premium tier because I want to play the Persona games.
Nice. Yeah, no, I think this is a super cool. It kind of, I didn't really grab on to Resident Evil as much, but I kind of gravitated towards Dino Crisis, which to me, in a way, they're almost similar. It's just you're changing your enemy.
So you're going from zombies to dinosaurs.
To dinosaurs, yeah. But it was cool because because in the Dino Crisis game, you're trying to avoid this T-Rex. Kind of like I keep going back to Jurassic Park. Kind of like if you remember that movie, the scene where they're driving away from the T-Rex. You kind of have moments like that throughout the game where the T-Rex will pop up and you're like, oh, you got to run away and get away from it. And so I had great memories of it. And so because I know I think they had 2 or 3 Dino Crisis 2 and 3, if I remember right. I know 2.
Yeah, let me look it up for you.
Yeah, they had Dino Crisis 2. I remember that, but I remember 1 the most. And so, but I forgot.
They had Dino Crisis 3.
Yeah,
Dino Crisis 3.
I don't know if I don't think Dino Crisis 3 was good at all, but I know
came out on the
was,
original Xbox.
Whoa, I remember 1 was. I had a great time with that. I'm looking up images of.
You want to know how much you can buy it? The Dino Crisis 3 on original Xbox on Amazon. You can buy it for. You can buy it used. It's not even buying it new. It's just buying it used
for
$150.
I wouldn't pay that much for that game. That's so
you can
funny.
get the PS1, PlayStation, the first Dino Crisis, just the disc. It's not even in a case from the picture.
Oh,
no, it's in a case. Okay, I thought for a moment it didn't have the case. It's $63.46. There's only 1 left in stock, so you got to order soon.
Oh no, I have to hurry.
Yeah. I mean, if you have, if it's true on PS Plus, you don't have to pay the Amazon price. You just pay the price for the premium,
the monthly fee.
Yeah,
nice.
Dino Crisis 2 is $90.
Oh my god.
Chrono Cross, I don't know why it's getting paired with this. Chrono Cross is only $30. Did you ever play Chrono Cross? Anyways, it's not important.
Anyway, but no, I had fun, and this is pretty cool. If like you can play it and they bring it back.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little thing. What I would like them to do too, kind of staying on the topic of, since this is an older game, it'd be cool if they correct me if I'm wrong, if they would bring back like the old Twisted Metal games, because I played like all of them growing up. Oh boy,
they probably will.
But
I think that was the Twisted Metal not listed on last week's episode? Did we not? Was it not there?
No, I think it was, but I was like because I enjoyed Twisted Metal 2 a lot. Getting off track here, but also, I'm pretty sure they Twisted Metal Black and all those, and so all those games just to bring the whole series.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all because Twisted Metal is all Sony IP anyways, so it's not like they're not. I don't foresee them. Was there like license? The only thing I could see is licensed music. Was there licensed music in Twisted Metal?
Not like the first few ones, but I think on Black there might have been, or I don't know if maybe the band that was in there made the music for the game. Yeah, I can't remember.
The licensed music aspect might put a wrench in things because that's what happened with GTA for a while, where they had to. That's why if you play the new GTA games, the remix that just came out, they're missing songs because they couldn't they couldn't get the license and stuff. So and
nice.
That's why GTA was also taken off of stores for a while too, and all this other stuff. But anyways, not important. I think this is interesting. On the PS Plus side, like with Dino Crisis, that gives me hope that they're gonna dive deep into like their catalog of games and to like pull these classic games in. So we're gonna see like it's gonna be, we're only like a month away, less than a month away now for the premium stuff to come out. So we'll see fairly soon.
Nice.
Is there any dream games that you would want to come from that? Now that you know that Dino Crisis might be coming, is there anything else?
Now they're dig deeper.
Besides Twisted Metal.
Besides Twisted Metal, I say bring back. I know this is on PlayStation and I think it's PS2. But of course, bring back the Bloody Roars. I want the Bloody Roars. The fighting animal games.
Oh my god! Yeah, you mentioned you mentioned it on the one of the first episodes. Yeah, being one of your favorite games of all time.
Yeah, bring back Bloody Roar. I just had another one on there. Oh, bring back even though I know the publisher just got bought up, if I remember right. Soul Reaver Games, Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain.
Yeah, all they were under Square Enix. They got bought by Embracer Group. Yeah,
bring them back. I love those games. I'm trying to think of all the other games. Those two series come to mind. So that'd be cool to bring those back.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
Persona? Persona, that's all I care about, man. Like I did not have a PlayStation when I was younger. Okay. So like when I was younger, like in the 90s, it was PC. My dad had a PC and he would constantly play on that. I would watch him play games. And then like around the time that N64 came out was when I got my first console. So I started with N64, PC, N64, Game Boy. Of course, I got the Game Boy just for Pokemon. I got on the Game Boy, I had like no other games other than Pokemon, I'm pretty sure. It was just like the stack of, I got all the editions, the red, the blue, the gold, the silver, the crystal, you know. I got all those, I got every single version, even though they were all the exact same game.
Hilarious.
I tried to convince my parents to buy a second Game Boy.
Oh my.
So I could do the link, you know, so you could trade Pokemon. Anyways, this is we're getting way off topic here.
Hilarious.
But yeah, like I was just never a PlayStation person, so it's hard for me to really say like what I would want.
Gotcha.
Because like I didn't dive deep into the ecosystem until PlayStation 4. Like even like my PlayStation exposure back in like 2008 was because of our friend Ron and stuff like that, because he was the PlayStation guy and all that. Yeah. So that was like my exposure to that.
Gotcha.
And then minimal exposure to like Game Boy or not Game Boy, but GameCube and Wii and all that was also because of college.
Random note. Interestingly enough, I initially started off being a big fan of PlayStation, and then somewhere along the way, I think probably after we became friends, I got interested in the Xbox and then just switched over.
I whooped your ass so bad all the time in Gears of War.
I do remember those. I remember being like, this game. But after that, I strictly stuck with Xbox, and then eventually I converted and became PC. And so...
PC is the way to go. Unless you're a crazy person like me and buy everything. I have 2 Switches, by the way. I have my Switch Lite back there, and then I have my actual Switch plugged into the docked. Anyways, not important. I have everything. Moving on. I have everything. That's how I spend my money. That's why I'm broke. Anyways, Sony's IP is getting more shows. I don't know. Did you know that Last of Us has an HBO show coming?
Yes, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and so Sony is announced today that more shows are coming. So over on IGN, an article by Ryan Dinsdale, Sony announces Horizon series for Netflix, God of War series for Amazon, and a Gran Turismo show. So my question for you, are you excited about this? Are you excited about seeing Horizon or God of War getting their own shows? Do you think they're good fits?
So this is my thing. I am excited. Mm-hmm. Because to backtrack a little bit, that Last of Us, because I think Pedro Pascal is playing Joel, right?
Yep, playing Joel.
So I'm excited for that because I can tell that would be a great thing to put on a TV series. I think Horizon would be great as well because I think it has a great story from what I've heard, and I think it'd be cool to create this world of Horizon of everything in there. Same thing with God of War. I think God of War kind of gives me Game of Thrones types of aesthetic, even though it's more Greek mythology and stuff. Yeah, Greek but the look of it, I could definitely see it take on some sort of like Game of Thrones-esque appearance. Mm-hmm. Gran Turismo, I don't know about that one, but I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me. But
it's like my initial reaction to that was like, would it be like Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
Would you have Vin Diesel driving a car?
Or maybe what they do, because I feel like you have to make a character or a group of characters like the lead, or something like that. So maybe they focus on one driver that's driving in this Gran Turismo world,
a competitive
and then he has
world,
his rival, and they go back and forth on winning. But I don't know, I'm not really too excited about that. But Horizon and the God of War interest me. I think those would be really great.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing them. It's hard for me to get excited because, historically, video game adaptations are not typically good. I think the Sonic one is arguably the best one, but Sonic is not really... It's Sonic in name, but not Sonic based on the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Uncharted apparently was good.
I haven't seen it. It didn't look like... I never saw it, so I can't really say how wrong. But the trailers didn't make me want to go watch it.
You mean Marky Mark didn't make you want to go watch? You don't want to go watch it because of Marky Mark?
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe the way that I look at it, I feel like, because of course video game films have not been the best.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of a video game film that was decent.
Detective Pikachu, but again, it was just it's completely different from the Detective Pikachu games. So
exactly. So maybe what we'll learn from this, because these will be episodic, so it'll be shows. Maybe this will be better because it'll give them more time to kind of develop the world, the characters, versus trying to pack everything into one film or something.
Yeah.
So because I was reading here too, I forgot, but they're making a Twisted Metal show, and I'm excited for that.
The Twisted Metal show has Anthony Mackie, the new not Doctor Strange, the new Captain America.
Yeah,
I don't know why that's Doctor Strange.
And so that gives me I'm like, oh, that would be cool, because I think a TV show is really good for that.
Oh, I will say, I just read this too in the article.
Oh boy.
Twisted Metal series is going to Peacock. That doesn't actually give me any faith in the Twisted Metal show. I have Peacock because I use it for to watch WWE things, to watch wrestling. I cannot really say about any of the original programming that they have on there. I did watch the remake of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the dark gritty one. Do you know what I'm talking about? Did you ever see the trailers for it?
Oh yeah.
It's on Peacock. I did watch it. It was okay. It was okay. I will say that much.
Oh boy.
I enjoyed it enough to keep watching it, and I'm interested in seeing how they improve on season 2, if there is a season 2 that coming, because I think there is promise there. It's just there was a lot of pacing issues throughout the show that I was
gotcha.
They were accelerating and then slowing down and then accelerating, and then a lot of pointless drama happening that I was like, whatever. But yeah, the Twisted Metal series going to Peacock is kind of I'm not sure.
Man, wish it would have gone to HBO or something.
Yeah.
But
because that makes me believe it's probably not going to be gory or anything, It's probably not going to be.
Man, that's all Twisted Metal is. No.
Is it gory?
Twisted Metal is very people dying left and right. Okay. Oh my god!
I've never played Twisted Metal, so I don't know.
Literally, if you go to Twisted Metal, Twisted Metal Black is more of a realistic take on the thing, but really, no, not really. But it's literally people who did bad things in the world and are trying to get this. The winner of this contest gets a wish from this guy named Calypso, and he grants you whatever you want. Whatever the wish is, he grants it. And it's all these people who did bad things trying to get a wish granted. And so you have serial killers, people who went to war, people who are trying to get revenge. They're not good people. So,
okay, cool. It sounds awesome. But
yeah,
maybe I'll watch it and see what happens. I don't know. On the Horizon and God of War stuff, though, I think Horizon would be interesting if they Horizon is a game that is full of interesting characters, and so I would love it if the show wouldn't focus on Aloy. Keep the games about Aloy, but then take the show beyond Aloy. Maybe you can mention Aloy, but there's so many more. There's you meet so many interesting characters along the way that I think would be cool to focus on those characters. You know what I mean? Let Aloy have the games, but let this character shine in the show or something like that.
Gotcha.
That way you can kind of that way the show can tell its sort of own story parallel to Aloy's story. You know what I mean? Like,
Definitely.
because like Horizon is so it's the one thing I love about Horizon is that there is this rich world. There is this beautiful, rich world. There's so much you can do with it. It's full of so many awesome characters, and so don't focus on Aloy. Like, like as cool as great as Aloy is, focus on other characters. Let other characters shine. I wish that, I kind of like a part of me wishes they would have done that with Last of Us, because Joel and Ellie, like, they have a great story, and there's still so many more interesting characters. There's still like they meet interesting characters along the way. You know what I mean? That would have been interesting to like follow those people's story along. I wish Last of Us would have done that, but it is what it is. I have a feeling that Horizon is going to focus on the story of Aloy, but I would love it if they did. And then God of War, of course. God of War is a Kratos. Like,
it's
there's really
be
nothing. There's
nothing else.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see like where do they jump off into Kratos' story? You know, like do you go with the Greek stuff back from the 2000s, like the 2000 whatever,
the early on,
the early aughts, or do you go from this Norse mythology one that they've started, the 2018, the Ragnaroks, all that? Do you go with that? Like, there's like a huge time span that you can go to. Maybe you tell the story of the in between of the Greek and the Norse. Like how Kratos got to the Norse area and all that, and met his wife and all of that jazz. You know what I mean? So like maybe you tell that story, because that would be an interesting story too.
No, definitely. There's so much potential for God of War, just because you can play with so much of the mythology and just the lore of it, and you can take it, in a lot of different places. And so that's why I'm excited for that one, because I'm like, oh man, I love Greek mythology and just the Norse, and so I'm like, oh, it could go a lot of different ways if it's done right.
Yeah, if it's done right. I think the one thing, the one drawback that's probably going to happen is, Kratos' voice is so iconic.
Man, so iconic.
So it's going to be one of those things like Kratos is probably not going to have that voice, the actor is not going to have that voice. So that might be the big drawback for a lot of people. Be like, that's not Kratos, I know. It's like, get the fuck over yourself. So that might be a drawback, like, because Kratos is the iconic voice is Kratos. So it's like, but so I'm interested in God of War. I think Horizon on Netflix and God of War on Amazon. I think that's interesting that Sony is going to all these different places instead of like keeping it with one. Like, I guess they're shopping around to see who can do it the best.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
and maybe whoever shows up and shows the numbers, that's who they stick with. Who knows? But yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm also not. I shouldn't say excited. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah,
but but it's just the Gran Turismo one is definitely the confusing one to me. It's like
it'd be so funny if out of all these, Gran Turismo actually like is a #1 hit and people love the Gran Turismo show.
Yeah, it's the best one. It's basically Liz. All they really have to do is make it Fast and Furious. Get Vin Diesel in there.
Get Vin Diesel in there.
Get that whole crew Fast and Furious. Get everybody. I can't remember all the actors' names.
They bring in so many actors. It's like I don't even remember.
Yeah, everybody's in that. It feels like it's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Everybody's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Everybody's in the Fast and Furious universe.
Exactly.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Another thing mentioned at the end of this article is Amazon's also making a Mass Effect show as well. So that's going to be cool. Nice. So I'm interested in seeing how Amazon handles all this, because Amazon is like doing some big shows, because they got Lord of the Rings coming out later this year. They have The Boys starting back up soon. Have you ever watched The Boys?
I haven't watched, but I've seen certain clips from it. It looks cool. Like I want to watch it. I have to make time to watch it.
Yeah, it is gritty. It is bloody. It is. It takes the the superhero genre and flips it on its head. I think it's worth watching. I think The Boys is more about the shock value than really about.
Oh, gotcha.
Like the writing is fine, but it's also kind of predictable. Like the acting is really good, though. I will give it that.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm interested in seeing how Amazon's going to balance all of these, because they're doing another season of The Wheel of Time, and Wheel of Time season 1 wasn't that good, but whatever. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing how all this turns out. We're probably not going to see a Horizon or God of War show next year. It'll probably be like 2024, 2025 at probably, because this is like still early stuff, and there's like no confirmation about any of this really. It's just all rumors and stuff. Ghost of Tsushima is also supposed to be getting adapted as well.
Yeah,
so
that would be so cool.
Would it?
Yes, it would definitely be cool.
Yeah,
it would be so cool.
All right.
All right.
So now Sony expects 30 million in PC revenue by the end of the 2022 fiscal year.
Is it 300 million?
Yeah, 300 million.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, did I mispronounce something?
30.
No, 300 million. This is an article on GameSpot by Eddie Makuch. Sony has announced new sales numbers for its latest PC release of formerly PlayStation exclusive consoles games, including Horizon Zero Dawn, Days Gone, and God of War. Not only that, but Sony is predicting a huge upswing in revenue from PC releases in the next 12 months to 300 million, which suggests the company will announce and release more PC games soon. So let's just take a moment and just say this, that Sony sees the money. We talked about this before.
Surprise!
Yeah, they're I thought you froze for a second because I looked over and you just froze. I was like, did he freeze? He's not moving. It's not a surprise at all that Sony would release more of their games on PC. Like, again, God of War did well. Horizon Zero Dawn did well. And then Days Gone surprisingly did well as well, which Days Gone's never going to get a sequel, which is kind of funny. But so like I could easily see like Ratchet and Clank get ripped apart, get up there. Ghost of Tsushima easily could translate well.
Definitely.
We're getting the Uncharted stuff on PC as well.
Oh yeah,
Uncharted's the only one that's announced this year so far.
Okay.
So unless they're expecting Uncharted to sell bukus of money, I don't see Uncharted meeting that 300 million, but I see like if they put like Ghost of Tsushima or
definitely,
or any of their other titles there, like I could see it easily skyrocketing and going crazy with it.
Yeah, I just feel like it should be standard now for companies to be like, hey, we're releasing on our system, but we're also releasing PC. Yeah. Like, it just makes the most sense for one, if they want to make their money, because they're going to double it for people who don't want to get a PC and want to be in the system, and then someone who wants to get it only on PC, or if someone just wants to get it on multiple systems,
like me, because I'm a crazy person. It's double dipping,
you're double dipping, and man, like, this is evidence. And I don't know, like, when you saw this, I'm like, I mean, why wouldn't you want to do this? Because you're going to make more money, and it's going to help you hopefully put more back into like original IPs, or the IPs that they currently have. And so it just makes the most sense. But I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised either. Like, it doesn't make sense to not put it on PC. Like, it's dumb to keep it to a closed ecosystem and stuff, because they're the PC people. You're never like the hardcore PC people. Yeah. You're never going to convince them to jump onto consoles. Like,
exactly.
Period. Like, period. A lot of people, once they go PC, they don't go back. It's like,
exactly.
They see the value of the PC. Then there's people like me who has everything because I'm a crazy person. But yeah, like, I think the question then becomes, when does Sony start doing day and date releases, like simultaneously release on PlayStation, release on PC? Because right now, all these games have come out like are coming to PC years later after their release. I think we're gonna start seeing that, like, that number of years past start to shrink. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, like,
definitely.
Horizon Forbidden West came out, this past February. Mm-hmm. I could see them next February releasing on PC, like on the 1 year anniversary. Hey, because that would still fall into the fiscal year of 2022, because the fiscal year doesn't end until March of the following year. So that would still fall into that, and you would still get the benefits of that. So, like, I could see them doing stuff like that, where, like, okay, we'll release first on PlayStation, and then a year later, can't say words sometimes, we'll release it on PC, because it still falls into that fiscal year, and it's still keeps our numbers going up. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So like if they double dip and are able to increase their revenue overall. I'm not a business expert, obviously. I don't know if they would actually do that, but that does make the most sense. You know what I mean? Like
exactly, yeah.
So
I have a question about this because Sony is like this is they're getting their feet wet. They're just getting in here. Do you ever think that Nintendo would ever do PC ports and
Nintendo's the oddball out of all of this.
Yeah.
Nintendo does whatever the hell Nintendo wants to do.
True. True.
I think the problem a lot of the times with Nintendo things is that there are mechanics that are inherently can only be done on those systems. You know what I mean?
On the system. Gotcha. Yeah.
Like, because like the Wii remote and stuff. Like, I mean, you could, I guess, there's ways to connect your like Wii remotes to PC and stuff, so they could have easily done that then. And like Switch is like a little bit more straightforward in terms of like what it does. But yeah, I think I could see it, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they don't, because Nintendo does whatever the hell Nintendo wants to do. I also, as weird as this is to say this, but like it's just like I feel like Nintendo doesn't need to.
Yeah,
like,
true.
I feel like Nintendo, especially comparatively to like Xbox and PlayStation, Nintendo is always, or at least in my opinion, has always felt the most unique of the big three of the Nintendo of Sony, Microsoft, and all of that. Like it's always felt the most unique, where Microsoft and PlayStation feel very similar in terms of like what they're trying to go for in the gaming sphere. Nintendo is like over there. He's your weird cousin doing whatever the hell they want to do in the corner.
Yeah.
You go to those family reunions, it's like you see that weird cousin just over there doing whatever, and it's like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, oh, just doing this. I made this. Look what I made. It's like, oh, cool. But yeah, it's like, so I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like if Nintendo stayed, I also wouldn't be surprised if they one day go, yeah, let's go on PC. I mean, they're already in the mobile market.
Exactly.
Because they have like the Mario Kart circuit, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
So then they have Mario Jump, right?
Is Mario. Yeah, it's like Mario Jump on. It's just like just the side view, of, like their Mario games.
And you literally, all you do is press the screen for him to jump.
Yeah, you just tap it. Yep.
It runs automatically for you.
Yeah, it runs automatically. That's all it does.
So yeah, is that what it's called though? Mario Jump.
It might be something else, but it's Mario related.
Yeah. But the point is, they're already in the mobile scene, so I mean, it wouldn't be surprising if they like came out and was like, yeah, we're putting Mario Galactic Empire 27. Oh.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a weird name for a Mario game, but hey, Bowser's taking over the galaxy. Nice. Oh, I guess they've already had Mario Galaxy back on the Wii's. Shit. But yeah, I think it's a more complicated question with Nintendo than it is with the other ones. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah. No, definitely. Just give it 100 years. They'll do it eventually.
Yeah. They'll do it, and it'll be like half-assed. They'll just be like, it's there.
Whatever. Not much support.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next thing. Where's my document? There it is. Where are we at? Marvel MMO Canceled. So this is an article over on IGN. I guess my question to you, El, did you know that there was going to be a Marvel MMO?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Not surprised that it's canceled.
Yeah.
Just I'm trying to think of like besides Spider-Man, because that's under the Marvel thing, but I'm trying to think of like, wasn't there an Marvel MMO a long time ago? I want to say
there's DC Universe Online, but there's not a Marvel MMO.
Gotcha. I get it. I'm not surprised. Because like I don't know. I guess maybe with what happened with the Marvel Avengers game, they were like, maybe we should refocus and do something else. And it makes sense here because it's funny because in the article that you had linked, it says that the co-publisher was of the DC Universe Online.
Yeah.
It's hilarious because I think I was going to play the DC Universe Online at one point whenever it came out, and I was like, I'll wait, and then I just never got to it.
It's still going strong, from what I understand. They still release
Really?
updates for it. Yeah. So I'm going to read from the article. This is an article on IGN. A Marvel MMO has been canceled. This article is by Ryan Dinsdale. Announced in a blog post by parent company NN Global EG7, as reported by Games Radar, the game was canceled after a reevaluation of the development risk profile, size of investment, and the long-term product portfolio strategy for the group. Put simply, the MMO would be too expensive and unable to guarantee a certain amount of money in return. So they had no confidence that this MMO would actually be beneficial to them. Which is a weird thing to think, because when you think Marvel, you think Marvel's like huge, because you think the cinematic universe, you think it's huge. Who wouldn't want to play a Marvel game? But there are big wigs looked at the numbers. They're number crunchers and everything. It was like, yeah, this is not going to be good for us. Which is really interesting, especially on the heels that they are the developer, or they're part of the developing group for DC Universe. DC Universe has been around for almost
forever.
Yeah. Since like 2008, I want to say 2009. Wow.
And it's still going strong. Wow. That's really crazy.
It's been around since yeah. How long have you been around? It was in 2011. That's still a long time.
Okay. That's still, yeah. Wow. That's still going strong. Crazy.
Yeah. And yeah, they still release updates. Like, I'm looking at the wiki right now. They release stuff. The latest episode 42, was released April 14th, 2022. So they just got a update and everything. So it's still going strong. Man. So if you want to jump in, you got a lot of content to go through.
Yeah, that's so crazy. But yeah, I'm not surprised. I guess maybe they just, like I said, didn't believe in it enough.
Yeah. That's all I could really summarize from that, is that they just didn't have confidence in it, and that's just a surprise. It also isn't really a surprise too, because the big Marvel games other than Spider-Man that came out, because you had the Marvel's Avengers and you had Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that's right.
Guardians of the Galaxy was markedly better than Avengers by all accounts. I've played it myself. I enjoy it. I played Avengers. Didn't enjoy Avengers, but both of those games flopped, right? Both of those games flopped. So yeah, that's part of the risk when you're gonna make these huge investments. You're gonna look at the similar products, and you had two big flops. I mean, what outrages that is the fact that Spider-Man did really well, but that's a very specific thing by a specific studio. Insomniac Games is a fantastic studio to begin with. I don't think Insomniac Games has ever made a bad game to begin with. Well. Who made the Clank game?
The Clank. That wasn't Naughty Dog, was it? No. Wasn't there a standalone Clank game? Yeah, there was a standalone. I think it was on the PSP.
Yeah.
I can't remember who made that, but yeah, I don't think that was any good.
I'm not seeing anything. I might be going crazy, but I don't think Insomniac Game has really ever made a bad game. They did have an EA game as well. They got published. That was on the Xbox 360, I believe.
EA game.
360 game. Fuse, that's what it was called. Do you remember Fuse?
Oh, yeah. I remember that game. And then
that was
not
a good game. That was not a good game. But yeah, Fuse. Wow. But yeah, Insomniac though, I don't know, it's hard to it's easy to say nothing would succeed just because of Spider-Man, but it's I don't know, if the MMO would have been done right, or would have it could have been easily spoken to a certain set of audience, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know, it's just interesting to I don't think we're ever going to get the full story of the exact reasons why and stuff. We're just going to get that generic, their risk profile was too great, and that's all we're going to get from that. But
definitely, man.
But it would have been interesting to see. I remember this news a couple months ago when the news first broke. They're like, we're making a Marvel MMO, and I was like, oh, it's probably just going to be like DC Universe. That was my initial response. They're just going to probably copy over everything from DC Universe and then put the Marvel skin over it, which probably would have sucked if they would have done that. But but still. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to say that this is bad news because we didn't even know what the Marvel MMO was. Like,
Exactly.
outside of the announcement, we didn't even know what it really was going to do. So
I felt like they just said, this is an idea. And they said, okay, that's a bad idea. And then
this is an idea. We're going to backtrack now.
Exactly.
So moving on to Microsoft Keystone Stream Stick. So this was an exclusive over on Windows Central by Jez Corden. This is directly a quote. For a few years, rumors have persisted that Microsoft was exploring building some form of streaming stick to offer Xbox cloud gaming via a more affordable dongle, similarly to Chrome's Cast and Google Stadia. The first hint was Project Hobart. That's a horrible name. More recently, a codename Keystone appeared in Xbox OS list. We can now confirm that that is indeed true, and it pertains to a modernized HDMI streaming device that runs Xbox Game Pass and its cloud gaming service. Microsoft is, however, exploring additional iterations of the product before taking it to market. You know, this is just a continuation of this conversation we've had several times already on stream on the podcast about Microsoft just trying to reach an audience in any way they can. Like they want to pull you into the Xbox ecosystem. They don't care if you're playing on the Xbox. They don't care if you're playing on PC. They don't care if you're just playing on a dongle on your TV. And I think this is just more evidence. Like a week or couple weeks ago, we talked about how they were hoping to release a dongle by the end of the year.
Yeah,
we're probably. I'm confident that I'm fairly sure by probably like November, December, we'll get that dongle like in time for the
holidays,
the holiday rush, and be like, oh yeah, you're gonna buy an Xbox or a PlayStation. How about you buy this $100 dongle?
Yeah,
rather than, and you'll get 3 months of Game Pass or something on it. You know, I see that happening easily. Like,
no, definitely.
This is just a continuation of a conversation we already had. Do you think that like this is not surprising at all to you?
No, definitely not. Because I mean, I think it was just a matter of time. And I mean, this is definitely from what we talked about in the previous episode, the direction that they want to go. They're trying to get into more homes. Microsoft is basically trying to take the place of whatever streaming stick that you have. If you use one on your television in the living room. And they're trying to reach an audience that, you know, is like, hey, don't even worry about that game system. You don't have to wait in line or pay scalper prices for these systems when you could just get this and get the Xbox Game Pass. And it's just their other way of pushing Game Pass on people. Yeah. Just, here you go. It automatically comes with 3 months once it's put into your TV, you know?
Yeah.
So
create your account. You're going to have fun. This is a quote from a Microsoft spokesperson from the article. Our vision for Xbox cloud gaming is unwavering. Our goal is to enable people to play the games they want on the devices they want anywhere they want. As announced last year, we've been working on a game streaming device codenamed Keystone that would be connected to any TV or monitor without the need for a console. As part of any technical journey, we are constantly evaluating our efforts, reviewing our learnings, and ensuring we are bringing value to our customers. We have made the decision to pivot away from the current iteration of the Keystone device. We will take our learning and refocus our efforts on a new approach that will allow us to deliver Xbox cloud gaming to more players around the world in the future. So they're just constantly working on this. They're constantly making it happen. And again, power to them. Microsoft is playing a very interesting game now.
Yeah.
It's like basically what they're saying is that in the near future, you may not need a console at all. You don't need to buy the Xbox because if you were because they want you in the ecosystem more than anything, because you know because that's what they can provide. You know, it wouldn't surprise me at all if like Xbox doesn't have another console like after like the Xbox Series XS. Like they just think of like Apple. They just they release a new version of the Xbox Series X, Series S, rather than just calling it a whole new console. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
like
definitely.
it becomes your phone basically. Like you're gonna upgrade your console. It's going to be the same console, just a little bit better.
Oh yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised too. I don't know if he'll hear too much about it. Maybe we'll hear a little preview at the what is it, the Xbox Bethesda showcase that's coming up, and
June
so we'll probably
12th.
Yeah, they're probably gonna be like, "Hey, this is on the rise. It's coming sooner than you think," and they're gonna try to make it very appealing. Like, we know that you don't want to spend too much time.
I would hesitate to say that. I would hesitate for them to reveal anything. Like, the showcase, the Xbox Bethesda showcase, from what I understand, is going to focus totally on games.
Oh, okay.
So like. But I mean, it wouldn't be surprised. Maybe like we get like a little tag at the end of something going cloud gaming, coming November, whatever. Maybe like we get something like that. But I don't expect them to like dive deep into it or anything like that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But maybe they do. Who knows? I mean, we'll know in about 2 weeks. So
nice. Cannot wait.
Oh yeah, it's nice. It's on a Sunday too.
Oh yeah,
beautiful Sunday.
The perfect day, perfect time. Everybody's gonna be at home, relaxing.
Yeah, but anyways.
All right,
moving on. Do you want to take over this one since this was yours? Yeah,
definitely. I saw this like last minute. So the next article I wanted to touch on is NPD's most played games list of Q1 does not include Elden Ring! ! This some bullshit. This is an article coming from GameSpot by Eddie Makuch. So NPDs is basically an analyst data kind of I don't know what you would call it, company that kind of they report a lot of different things. So it says here from the article, the top 10 most played video games of Q1 in 2022 have been revealed, and 2022's best-selling game of the year so far in the US is Elden Ring, but it did not make it into the chart. So they shared a list of the most played games in the US for the January through March period, ranked by year of initial release. It says I'm going to go to the chart here. So these are the NPD's top 10 most played console/PC games of Q1 by initial release year. You have Minecraft. Who's surprised? I'm not surprised.
Makes sense, yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Makes sense.
The Sims 4.
That one doesn't make sense.
And then, Fortnite.
That one makes sense.
Makes sense. Among Us.
Doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
People
Animal
still play.
Crossing.
Hold up, before we move on. People still play Among Us? Like, I thought that came and went and fizzled away.
I thought it did too, but supposedly there's like a bunch of new updates and new game modes and all these different things.
Okay.
They're just trying to keep up. Yeah. So after Among Us, you have Animal Crossing: New Horizons. I was actually surprised at this one a little bit because has there been any new content for the game?
I mean, they had a expansion pack release earlier this year, I believe, right? Hold on.
Oh, was it this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Horizon. All right. I was about to look at Horizon Zero West. Animal Crossing.
That's hilarious.
What is this? New Horizons. That's the name.
Yeah, New Horizons. Yeah.
Expansion. When did it come out? Release. When did it flip and flop? It came out in no. God dang it. Why can't stuff just give me the stuff?
Wow. So are you looking that up?
It came out in November. So.
Oh, okay. So at the tail end of last year.
Yeah.
So Animal Crossing. Then after that, Call of Duty Warzone. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at you.
Madden NFL 22.
That one I'm surprised by.
I get that.
But I don't know. It's like I always. I'm not in the sports world, so I don't.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I would have. Well, this is for US, right?
Yeah, for the US. So
okay.
You have to remember.
So never mind. Yeah, because I would say if like this was worldwide, if I would expect FIFA there, not Madden.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Since this is US, I do. Yeah, that makes sense. Never mind. It makes sense. Because if there's because FIFA is like the most played game in the world or whatever.
Yeah. So then after Madden, you have Call of Duty Vanguard, another Call of Duty game.
Yeah, so that was the one that came out last year.
Yep. And then last but not least, NBA 2K22.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I also constantly hear people talk bad about NBA 2K22, and it's like, all right, if you guys hate it so much, why are you still playing it? It's a prime example of this. Like, it's top 10 most played game, but you hate it, but you still play it. Whatever.
Exactly.
Whatever.
So I wanted to read this part of the article after that list here. It says that Piscatella, who's from NPD, shared this list in wider commentary in the wake of renewed discussion and debate online in some circles about the popularity and viability of subscription services like Xbox Game Pass and others. They said the big evergreen games and the huge live service games with deeply embedded social hooks are gravity wells for players' attention, time, and spending. Piscatella said, new games big and small face a daunting challenge trying to break through. So to kind of harp on that, when you think about it, when you look at these lists of games, you kind of think of like, I would think this is all the US. So it's like, well, what are people comfortable with? What can they just come back to play and kind of like put their time in? Because I understand Minecraft. Minecraft is very simple. You just come back in and build. You don't have to think too much, and it, you know, they're always creating content for it. And so mod community's crazy with it. So there's always something new to play. Yeah. GTA 5, same thing. They're always dropping new missions, and you have to grind it out. People are always playing it. Don't know about The Sims 4. Like that's that's one.
All right, so I said I wasn't surprised, but I'm also probably one of those people that got, you know, because I was playing it at the top of the year. Because I have my moments where I'm like, man, I just want to play The Sims because Sims is just a good game to like turn your brain off and control the lives.
Gotcha.
Those simlings. So
same thing. I'm not surprised with Fortnite.
Fortnite is the one that is the least surprising to me.
Exactly, because new content all the time.
Always. Like it's like every 2-3 months they release something new, and then they have their in-game concerts and all that crap. And
like I said, Among Us, I was a little surprised by that because I'm like, after a while, you kind of, it's the same game. It's like, what are you doing? But maybe, you know, there's younger audiences that are finding it and having fun with it. I was surprised about Animal Crossing a little bit, just because I don't hear as many people talk about it.
I think the Animal Crossing thing is like the people that are really into Animal Crossing are really fucking into Animal Crossing. It's like they will. It's insane. Like I've watched Animal Crossing streamers and stuff, and like people like it. It surprises me, but it also doesn't really surprise me because, like, just being in Animal Crossing streams and how like intense people get about it, like even though there's a lot of people streaming it, and like it feels like every single one of them is like trying something different, trying something weird with their like setup and stuff. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, it's not surprising to me, but it also is.
Exactly. And then for the last 4 of the list, you have the 2 Call of Duties, Warzone and Vanguard. I'm not surprised because in the US that's like a very heavily popular game. Call of Duty is always the number 1 sold game by the end of the year. Like even though it's usually released in like October, November, it's usually always tops the charts at the end of the year because people like Call of Duty is, along with sports games like Madden and NBA, Call of Duty is like that is just synonymous with like just the average gamer knows about Call of Duty, and so when they see a new iteration, they go, "Oh yeah, I'm going to take that off the shelf. I'm going to buy these sports games because I'm familiar with these sports games. Everybody loves football. Everybody likes basketball, or somebody in my family likes these sports games. So you know, easy gifts to give somebody. You know what I mean? Like, and same with Call of Duty. Like, oh, my son or my granddaughter wants to play the new Call of Duty game. So it's just it's always the easy go-to. So yeah. The Warzone and Vanguard does not surprise me. Though Vanguard is a little surprising in that the response from Vanguard, from what I understand, wasn't good. Yeah. Like the fan response to it. It still sold really well, but like somehow like it was still underwhelming or something. Like And then Warzone's free to play, so exactly. It's their what is it called? Battle Royale. So but it just harps on to kind of in this part where it harps on where I can see why Elden Ring wasn't the most played, because I feel like you kind of have to mentally get yourself to be like, okay, I'm gonna go play this grinded out game that has a lot of lore, and you have to you know kind of really think. Whereas a lot of these games that we see on the list, you don't do a lot of thinking or do tactical.
Yeah, a lot of it's turning your brain off and just
going right into it. So it makes sense. Whereas people are like, I don't want to have to think about how to defeat this boss in this environment and so on and so forth. And so doesn't take away from Elden Ring.
It doesn't take away from the records that it set.
Exactly.
It does make me wonder how many people bought Elden Ring, started it up for like 30 minutes, then went,
I know,
never
right?
going back because with how much it's sold, you would think the numbers would be astronomically high with how most being the most played. You know what I mean?
No, definitely.
Even just within the US, even though like the numbers that we saw on like Steam and stuff like that was like worldwide and all that, but like you would still think like it still sold really well in the US, and you would still think all of those numbers would equate to. So it is interesting to think that like, yeah, even though Elden Ring sold really well, players didn't stick with it.
Exactly.
And that's the interesting thing about that.
No, definitely. Because then it kind of speaks to, well, you know, it's for the people who really love Elden Ring. Yes, it's a beautiful game. The world is looks crazy. Graphics look crazy. But what's that fine line of a game that is playable or a game that is like very hard and very difficult? Like, you know, are you sure, like you said, it's sold millions, the best-selling game of the year so far. And so it's like, okay, that's good, but what's the percentage of people that completed the game, and you know how much time they spent compared to, you know, the rest of these games, which but
I wonder how many people I wonder how many people do what I do and just turn the game on and then walk away.
There's probably a few people. I've done that before. There's probably a few people, but yeah, interestingly enough.
Yeah, it's an interesting list. I'm interested in see how that might change, like as the year progresses.
Well, yeah.
I don't see the list changing too much as the year progresses, like into Q2, Q3, Q4, and all that.
Yeah.
I don't see it changing too much. Maybe like at the tail end of the year when we get the new Call of Duty, the new Madden, all that, like probably around then. Obviously they'll probably replace the Call of Duties that are already on there, the Maddens that are on there, but Grand Theft Auto 5 somehow it still manages to find people that don't own Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto, yeah.
Like I don't understand how that's possible at this point.
Yeah.
But somehow, I think, there's some of it also has to do with the fact that there's like when you go to the store, a lot of the Grand Theft Autos get bundled with shark cards, and it's cheaper to buy the game with the shark cards than buying the shark cards themselves, from what I understand.
Hilarious.
And so people just buy the game for the shark cards because it's cheaper, and then toss the game and use the shark cards and get in the game. So that's probably what's really fueling.
Definitely.
I shouldn't say it's the only factor, but it's probably one of the many factors that keeps it afloat. But yeah, and then Fortnite. I don't think Fortnite. I don't foresee Fortnite ever like falling. And like people want to talk about. People want to talk about the metaverse. Fortnite is like the first successful metaverse if you really think about it.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Everything that it does, like
all the concerts and all the events that they held. You remember they even had a trailer for the movie Tenet in the universe.
Yeah,
and so it's like it's definitely like. Even though there's a lot of people that don't like Fortnite or play it as much, you can't deny that it's done a lot of stuff. The first video game to do a lot of things in that metaverse and
in the metaverse setting. Does Fortnite even have a VR aspect to it yet?
I don't think it does. Not yet.
I think it's just a matter of time.
Man,
like if I was Epic, I would be looking at that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
because like honestly, Fortnite does the metaverse better than what Facebook is doing, or I guess the they're called the Meta Corporation right now, right? Or something like that.
Yeah.
They do it better than the Meta company itself, where like the Meta company is not convincing people to convert over to it. Whereas Fortnite, it already does a lot of what the metaverse does. And so it's like this, I would say Fortnite is the first successful one. If Epic was, and I have a feeling they are looking to the future, then adapting Fortnite to a VR space,
crazy
to play in a VR space. Maybe not do the actual battle royale, but like doing like their build mode that they have, or like introducing the concerts in a VR setting and stuff like that. It could happen, you know.
Definitely.
So, yeah, I'm
crazy.
Yeah, I don't ever foresee Fortnite, Minecraft, Grand Theft Auto falling from this list. The Sims
Definitely
4,
not.
I'm just like, I didn't know
I'm
people went
surprised.
hard into Sims 4. Like, I know I get addicted to Sims 4 every now and then. Like,
Yeah.
I get that bug where I'm just like, I just want to play Sims. I'll play it hard for like a week where that's all I will play for. It is a game that I leave on and just walk away from because I let my Sims live their life. And then I come
Yeah.
back and hope they're not dead. I've had that happen a couple times where I come back and I got up, I went to the bathroom, I was making food, I come back, they burnt down the house. And I'm like, well, shit. That's what I get. That's what I get for not micromanaging their lives. But yeah, Sims 4 is the surprise. It's probably the most surprising to me on this. Well, no, because Among Us surprises me.
Among Us, yeah.
I'm fuck Among Us, man. The game sucks. No, I'm kidding.
Oh Lord.
It's Among Us has such a fascinating history too because it came out in 2018, but then didn't do well, and then the pandemic started. And then all of a sudden, I understand why, because,
Of course, yeah.
because the pandemic, people wanted to feel connections with people and stuff. And this was a very simple and easy game to play with your friends. Like your friends from, they're stuck at their house, you're stuck at your house. It was just an easy game to go to. So
Crazy.
yeah.
Crazy.
All right. That was all of the news today. We had a lot of news.
Yeah.
But the big news for the day, the best news for the day, is that we are 10 episodes old.
Woo!
10 episodes old, man. It feels weird to say 10 episodes. We're in the double digits now. Before you know it, we'll be in triple digits. Not before you know it. It's going to be another like 2 years or something like that before we get to the triple digits.
Yeah.
But hopefully we're still going in 2 years. But
Oh yeah, definitely.
10 episodes in, how do you feel? How do you feel about it?
Man, I'm glad that we get to do this because it's not. I don't get to talk about video games as much with a lot of people, just because it's like I still play them and I have fun with them. It's like, of course, the childhood thing that was like my favorite thing to do as a child, play video games and just get lost in these different worlds. And it's cool to talk about it because I know how much people love video games.
Yeah. I feel that too. Like, I'm so always engrossed in like video game news. I always listen to podcasts about video games. I constantly read articles from IGN, from GameSpot to Push Square to The Verge. Anything that like jumps out at me, I will read it, consume it, and I'm like so inundated in this. I have my Twitter feed is constantly filled with video game news, and for better or worse, because it gets hella toxic at times.
Oh yeah.
But like but I don't have someone. I rarely ever have someone I can actually talk to about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
I try to talk to my dad about it. He's like, yeah, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like because he plays World of Warcraft, he plays Flight Simulator, and that's about it. Diablo.
Yeah.
He plays Diablo,
Yeah.
Flight Simulator, World of Warcraft, and that's it. He doesn't give a shit about anything else. So if it's not about any of those games, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
And then like since the pandemic started, my little cousin, who I would talk to video games about all the time, he's grown up. He's about to be 21. Kaylee's about to be 21, dude.
Wow. Crazy. Time flies.
He's in college. He's about to finish college. He's about to get married, apparently.
Whoa.
I hope I didn't just. Hopefully,
Spoiler. No.
Hopefully, I didn't just ruin that for his girlfriend. Because I know Kayler jumps in every now and then, or listens to us every now and then.
Okay.
Because he texts me. So hopefully, sorry if I just ruined the surprise there. But yeah, like, so he was the one I would talk to video games all the time because, he's a kid and loves video, or he was a kid. I shouldn't say he's a kid anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. It's weird. And I'm glad I get to do this too. Like, I was originally going to try doing this alone. And then I was like, no, this is not going to be fun if I tried this alone because it's just going to be me talking endlessly. I can only carry. I'm not a good carrier of this. So I was lucky that you agreed to do this. You were you were the first person I thought of because I had already seen your other podcasts that you had already been doing. The ones that you're doing with like. It started with musicians, but then you started dipping into other things as well.
Uh-huh.
So And I was like, I wonder if Elle would be interested in doing some video game stuff. And so that's why I reached out to you, and I'm glad you said yes.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's so much fun. It's so much fun to talk about this because during the week, just playing all these games, and then also just getting to talk about the news and stuff, and these cool things that are going on in the gaming world. It's like I said, it's cool to talk about them with somebody. Because like I said, my partner, she's like, I don't know anything about this world. I just, I play Animal Crossing every now and then, but other
she's
than
one of
that,
the Animal Crossing people. Okay.
Yeah, she loves Animal Crossing. So, but everything else that I play, like I'll get her into games, and I'll be like, "Hey, look at this world!" I got her to play Inscription with me. I'm like, "Wow, look at this great game!" And she was like, "Whoa, this is so weird." And she would watch me play, and we would play together, and I'd be like, "This is what this does,"
Yeah.
And so it's cool to.
Does she get attached to Inscription?
She didn't get attached to it as much, but she got attached to the story.
Yeah.
To the story. She thought the story was cool. Yeah. And so just aspects of it. Yeah. But I think she would probably be I'm thinking about playing what's the game that you love? The story-based game is True Color. No, what is it?
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Life is Strange, True Colors.
Yeah, Life is Strange. And so I'm thinking about playing that with her. And then there was one other game I wanted to play because I think that she'll enjoy those. Because I kind of know what kind of story she's into.
Is she into like the horror side of things?
Not as much.
Okay, because I was gonna say the Quarry's coming up. I think that would be a good game to play with like a partner.
Nice.
Quarry, Until Dawn devs and all that. So.
Oh yeah, but I'll have to see because I know Inscription had this moments where she was like, "What is going on? Like, what is this?"
Yeah.
But once she got past it, she's like, "Wow, this is actually the mystery in this." And so, but Life is Strange, I'm thinking about playing that with her and like experiencing that. And
that would be a good game to experience. There's a lot of twists and turns, and there's 3 games that you can take her on a ride for. So
nice.
No, True Colors is the best one. So
nice. We'll see. I'll get back to you to see what happens because we'll start it on it soon. So
yeah. So my next question though is. What do you want to do beyond? What do you want to do with the podcast? Like, what changes would you like to make? Anything come to mind? Any extra? Like, do you want to do like extra streams or something? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
interesting. Yeah.
Anything that you might be interested in trying to add on to like the value for listeners and stuff like
definitely
stuff like that.
I think one thing that I was thinking about earlier was, of course, because I know we haven't started on it yet, but doing like maybe even if it's something as simple as like a monthly stream on Twitch, playing a game or something, Yeah. Because I know we're both busy and we're doing a bunch of different things, and so, but even something as simple as like a monthly stream or every 2 weeks or something like that, just to kind of like, this. This month we're playing, or this week we're playing blah 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 or whatever. Could that be cool? Also, probably what I'm thinking about doing is an idea. I'm still kind of trying to develop it, but maybe doing like short videos, maybe like 5 to 10 minutes, talking about certain topics that we talk about on here. So for example, like we talk about, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the game. Oh, what if we did like a video on the top 10 mascots or something like that, and we talk about on the thing, and we go, hey, what's this, and then kind of just like an added like video also could be something that's like monthly or every other week or something like that. Just to keep growing the podcast. So
yeah, I had the same thought. I ran an idea by you a couple weeks ago about an idea for an independent podcast that I'm currently writing scripts for and stuff. It's a video. Nice. It would be video essays about certain games, talking about the history of those games, what makes them special and all that, what makes them what made them controversial and all that stuff. I'm still working on that, but I've been thinking about, well, maybe I just, instead of spinning this off into its own channel on YouTube or something, throwing it on Respawn Please instead of trying to add more stuff for people to consume and watch and listen to and stuff like that. So that's a project I'm still working on. And I'm leaning heavily towards just making it part of Respawn Please instead of making it its own independent thing. So
that'd be cool. It'd kind of be like a segment. What would be really cool if like the games that you list this might be a big ask, but as for like people who listen to the podcast or even us, if like the video games that you break down, if you go, okay, this is you kind of have like an episodic breakdown, like the episode that's coming is this one, it's about this game. So play through the game so that you can experience it, so you can play from start to finish.
Be part of the conversation type thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Kind of like a book club in a way.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Yeah.
But just
yeah.
But yeah.
That's I'm excited about future plans. Like I've already started thinking about I'm thinking like starting in June. I think my Friday nights are probably I'm thinking that I will stream on Respawn Please. Just stream some random game. Whatever I want to feel like playing. Maybe we do a WWE thing. I don't know.
Be hilarious.
But like, yeah, I've been thinking about like maybe like Friday nights, just doing a stream on Respawn Please and just have it relaxing, record it, put it on YouTube afterwards type of deal and see what happens. But yeah, there's a lot that I want to do. A lot of it is just like ideas that I'm writing down and I'm going to eventually run them by you and stuff to see what you want to do.
Yeah, definitely.
And but yeah, like, and there's still stuff that we need to work, like I need to work out on my end, like the whole bar setup right now. I balancing issues on my end, still trying to get that better. For some reason, Discord, I don't know if you've noticed this when you've listened to the podcast and stuff, putting it up on Anchor and all that. Your voice will dip for some reason, but it's a setting. It's something to do with on Discord's end. Like it's ducking you for some reason. I don't know why. So there's times where you'll start talking, but you come in very low, and then you ramp up and stuff like that. My end is fairly easy because I'm just talking directly into the mic, and I have control over that. But I don't have as much control because of Discord, because you come through Discord and all that. So I got to figure out. I got to figure out a good flow and balance for that. So that's something on my end that I need to work on. So we still have a lot of kinks that we need to work on.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then I know I want to be more consistent with the short little clips on social media. And so just doing like 3 clips for like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then live stream on Thursday, and then just kind of rinse and repeat just to keep pushing the content out. Cause it was funny because I was looking on, I don't know if you looked on the Instagram, the clip about the Mario movie being delayed. I think it got like over like 3,000 or 4,000 views, and so people were like, they looked at it, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And so
cool. Yeah, I would be honest, I have not been paying attention to the social media stuff. I left the social media side to you. Like, granted, I'm the only one that has access to Twitter, right? So
yeah.
I need it. Like, that's my other goal, is to be more like to start pushing on Twitter. Like, that's something I haven't been doing. So I'm definitely going to be stepping up my game in June. I'm going to try to double down, because like I have nothing going on in my life anymore. I'm just a piece of shit.
But
grad school, so
nice. But yeah, so just being more consistent, because like I love doing the clips. I just need to make time to do them. And then I think I was just busy these past few weeks about to release a project, and so I was like working on a bunch of stuff. But because I know that Mario clip just made me laugh, because I was like, I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do it like this. Put in this thing, make it look funny like this. And from that, I was like, okay, this is nice. 3,000-4,000 people watch it, and I'm like, okay, cool. So let me be more consistent on that end, so that way, more people just tune in, check out the clips, and then direct them, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
That's. I definitely think the social media side is where we can grow the most on.
Definitely.
Pushing our content and all that. So that's definitely what we're going to do going forward. And if there's anything else you all would like us to do, any listeners out there, you can comment on a YouTube. You can hop over to YouTube. You can text L. His number is... No, I'm kidding. Don't text him.
Hilarious.
But so just let us know in the comments. That it goes a long way. If you comment on Instagram, if you comment on YouTube, comments wherever you want. You can yell at us. I'm on Twitter at Solitary Jess, so you can at me and go, "Hey, idiot, you got this wrong. Get better." I'm always happy for that. No, I'm not. Don't do that. No, I'm kidding. But you can, if you ever want to suggest something to me, feel free to at me on Twitter.
Definitely.
I'm on Twitter constantly because that's where I start seeing news pop up, and then I go down the rabbit hole of video game news constantly. Sometimes it leads me to wondrous worlds, and other times it leads me down the path where I just want to punch people in the face. But yeah. Anything else, Al?
No, that's it. I think that's the podcast.
All right. We are 10 episodes old.
Nice. Well,
take us away,
guys, let me take it away from here. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you're watching on the Twitch or if you're watching the playback on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. And if you're listening, the YouTube is we're on there at Respawn Please Podcast. Not at, but just search Respawn Please Podcast and we'll pop up. If you're not and you're listening to us, our podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, everywhere you get podcasts. Just make sure you rate, review, and follow the podcast so that way we can get new listeners and just keep making these great episodes. And make sure you follow the social media pages for Respawn Please, which is at Respawn Please Podcast on Instagram. Is it that one on Twitter too? Is it Respawn Please Podcast? I can't remember, but I know it's for Instagram. It's Respawn Please Podcast as well. On TikTok, we also have a page there.
Respawn Please. It is Respawn_Please
on Twitter.
On Twitter, yeah.
So we're on there as well. So you can find us there. Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. We're also going to be on OnlyFans starting next week. Be on the lookout for that. We're going to rate, review stuff.